How did you get onto the facts channel? Because I know everyone has a different kind of method or a different story of
Yeah.
how they got on it. Because lots of people did want to be a
Yeah. Oh,
contributor on the facts channel.
I was very straightforward. I was like the muggle. I just applied. Like I saw a Facebook post saying they wanted new contributors and I
The
sent them an
muggle.
email. I was I used to always say I was the jobber, which is a WWE term. Like I was not a comedian, I was not an actor. I had no special set of skills. I just wanted to be on it. So I hadn't started making my own YouTube videos at this point. I had a channel. I had made ones when I was like 17, but I hadn't like my own like what I have now. So I had started watching Facts Channel, really enjoyed watching it. I think I saw a couple of months worth of videos. Then I followed them on Facebook, and I had in my head being like, oh, I'd really like to be on. Instinct of really wanting to be in front of camera instead of wanting to be behind camera. So I was
Yeah.
like, I really would like to be on that. That's so cool. I followed them on Facebook, and literally, I think a week later, I saw a post saying, like, we're looking for new contributors. Send us a message if you want to be on it. And I sent a video because obviously I had so much media skills. I like took a load of videos of me out adventuring, doing random different stuff, put them together, and film myself like recording an introduction to them, being like, "This is what I like to do." And basically, it was kind of like I'm up for trying new things. Here's a trailer of what I do, kind of stuff. Like,
Nice. That's
uh,
a good way to do it as well. You probably made
yeah.
it harder for them not to take you on because like you did such a good job in that video, and I'd
Yeah,
say you
well,
did as well.
I was hoping that I kind of would show that I was up for some of the more adventurous stuff, you know. Um, so yeah, I applied. They called me back like a week later and invited me in, and that was it. I was part
Oh,
of
you
the
must have
channel,
been
and
delighted after putting such effort into
yeah,
the video to get
I
the
was
call back
really,
then.
I was so nervous for my first shoot though. I was really nervous. Like I don't get nervous in front of camera at all, but in front of someone else's camera a little bit, especially if it's in like a studio environment as opposed to
Yeah.
like collaborations or outside stuff. If it's like you need to like be here on time, do this, do that, I'd be like, "Ooh, I'm a little bit nervous."
And
So I
it's
remember the
also
first one,
the
I was
facts
very nervous.
the way the facts channel works and is like, well, worked was like
Mm,
a lot of the time when you were doing the video, especially at the start, it was also, it could be your first time doing the video, but it's also your first time kind of meeting everybody, the producers or
yeah,
whatever, and you don't really get to
everything.
meet them fully on the first time, definitely not. But then
No,
you're also meeting the person the majority of the time that you're going to do the video with for the
yeah,
first time as
for the
well.
first time as
And you
well,
don't
every
want to,
time.
yeah. So like you don't want to, especially for me, it was like I'm kind of an out there type of character, you know what I mean? So I
Mm.
was like, oh, I kind of need to hold everything back a little bit, you know. So yeah, I totally get where you're coming from with it
Yeah,
there.
I was nervous. And also my first one was a solo video as well.
Oh
And
yeah,
it wasn't a it
what
wasn't
was
even
it
a
again?
reaction one. It was Irish people talk about being non-drinkers.
Oh yeah, yeah,
So it
yeah,
wasn't
yeah,
even a reaction one. It was literally just come in and talk. And I was like, I'm so freaked out. What if I'm really
yeah.
bad? What if I'm really boring? What if I like freeze up? What, all that kind of stuff. Like from then on, it was a bit easier because it was just like meet a person, sit beside them, and you get something to react to. But that one was literally just like, we're going to ask you questions about why you don't drink
Yeah.
and talk about it. Like,
That's a
so it was
baptism
quite
by fire
scary.
you got
Yeah, a
straight
little bit.
away in
Yeah.
front of the camera. Talk now.
Lights, camera.
And you
Yeah.
slowly, not, maybe not slowly, but you quickly became like a favorite in the facts channel, you know, amongst the audience. People loved you, and you began to kind of get your own little sort of cult following amongst the people that the contributors in the facts channel. That must have felt great then to have so many people kind of showing you support and stuff in the
Yeah.
comments.
It was great. I think I was a little bit of a dividing figure sometimes. I wouldn't ever have like, so if I was to think about like, because I was a fan of the channel before I started being on it, I kind of have my favorites in my head as well, like,
Yeah,
and I
yeah,
never
yeah,
really
yeah.
classed myself in the same tier. Like I was never, because I'm not particularly funny as a person. Like I'm
Ah,
not
yeah,
a
yeah,
funny.
funny.
No, but not really. Like I'm not, and I accept that about myself. I'm never like the funny one of the group. You know what I mean? In
Okay,
any
okay,
friend group,
okay.
and I just like I know I'm not, and I can't change that. Like you know what I mean? I don't know if you can learn to be funny. Like so, I was just the alt girl. I was the goth girl. I was the that kind of extra little stereotype in that sense. Like, and that is who I am. Like I am alt. I am goth. So I was happy to kind of embrace that. And usually I'm quite a like friendly person as well. So like that was kind of, that's like, you know yourself, we didn't play characters on the channel. Like we were just ourselves. Like,
yeah.
So it's just an exaggerated representation of yourself. Usually if we're trying food, we don't scream about it or shout about it. We just eat it and see, okay. Like, you know, it's just amped up a little bit. But it was nice to see it being like, it definitely took, I think, a couple of videos before people were like embracing me in that sense. Although because obviously I was introduced as a solo person in my very first video, for a very long time I was just known as Paige, like because I had my Paige's hair from WWE and I had dyed it to look like hers. So everyone was like, oh, who's the WWE girl? And I was like the wrestling girl for quite a while. Then I was the goth girl. Then I was Leather Jacket Guy's sister for quite a long time.
I didn't hear about this.
Yeah, because we were paired in a video together really early on. I think it was like my fourth or something. And randomly, we were dressed identically, like head to toe. There was a photo on Twitter somewhere, head to toe, leather jacket, leather top, leather boots, black jeans, like, and I had long black hair. So every single comment in that is like, is that Leather Guy's girlfriend? Is that Leather Jacket Guy's sister? Like, who is this chick?
I didn't know that.
So for a while, I was that one as well. And then slowly, very slowly, I became Harker, and people started knowing me as Harker.
Yeah, and people started to love you, and yeah, it was a great time. The facts channel time, wasn't it?
It was very fun. Like,
I really enjoyed it. Was my first video with you, or did I don't know?
Do you know what your first one was?
No, but I remember. I think one of my first ones was definitely with you.
Yeah, I definitely think I met you early on as you were joining.
It was when you had that hair, like your hair was like one color and the other hair was the other color. You all right, buddy? You pop your head in, say hello. You getting braver? Come in, say hello. No, you just want to have a nose.
I can just see the.
It's funny because you can see it on the. He's gone. He's gone again. Yeah, when I met you, when I did it, I remember you had the hair. Yeah, the hair you were talking about. That's the wrestling hair, is it?
Kind of, huh?
That's the wrestling hair, is it? Was that after?
No, so the wrestling hair was half black and then half blue at the end.
Oh.
The blonde streak was because I wanted to look like Rogue from X-Men.
Oh.
But I could never make it go white.
Okay. So
I can rate my time on facts based on what hairstyle I had. And every few months it was something different.
Yeah. So how many videos did you do with facts then? How long were you with the facts channel? I was with them
2 or 2.5 years. I think I did like 60. It was 50 to 60 or around that.
Wow.
But yeah, over the course of at least 2 years I did that. So it was like one every month or two.
And what was your favorite video you ever did on the facts channel?
Ooh, the wrestling one was really fun. Where we went down to a gym in County Bray, in County Wicklow and Bray, and we tried like WWE wrestling. That was incredibly fun. There was also a chili video where we tried different chilies. And hey,
it's just like a cup of tea in it after this episode of the podcast.
They fed us chili, and it was some of the nicest food I've ever eaten in my life.
Oh, nice.
It was delicious.
The favorite one I ever did was we did one, I don't know if you were in this one, where we tried serial killer last meals.
Oh, I was in that, but I was with Ryan.
Oh, were you in that? That was so cool. Did you not think that was awesome?
The food was so good.
Yeah. We got like, what was it, KFC? I think it was KFC, one of them. But do you remember the other, like you're expecting all these class meals and then some serial killer had ordered like an olive?
Yeah, I hate olives as well. Were you with, I think you were with, were you with Brian in that one?
Yes, I think I was.
Brian.
I think I was with Brian.
I used to have a good memory for who was in videos, but I don't really, it's been a while. It's been a couple of years now since that channel ended, so I don't always remember them.
Yeah. So your favorite one was eating chili? Was it? Sorry,
eating chili or doing the wrestling, one or the other, because the chili was just delish. Like, it was some of the nicest food I've ever had. And the wrestling, I had a hand in organizing that shoot. I was asking them to make it, and they had decided to go with it, so I was super proud of it.
Tell us about the wrestling one, because I don't think I actually seen that fully. The wrestling one.
It was coming up. It was shortly after I joined the channel. I think it was in my first year. And it was coming up to WrestleMania. So I had an ear of one of the producers, and I was just like, please make a wrestling video. Please make an Irish people cry wrestling video. It's like WrestleMania is coming up in a few weeks. You can have it made. It'll come out. It'll do well. Like, and they were like, yeah, we'll think about it. And then they decided to go with it because I was like, I had gone to a few wrestling classes the year beforehand, and I was saying I know a gym. They'd be up for it. They'll bring you in. They'll do it with you. Like, you could shoot there. It'll all be great. And they were like, okay, great. Get in touch with them. What was their phone number like? And they set it up and they went with it. And they asked me then. So they decided to go with Irish Women Try WWE Wrestling. So it was myself, Nicole, and Sarah. And us three learned wrestling for the day, and they filmed the whole thing. Out of every video, that was the one that I really wished I had all the extra footage they didn't use. I would have loved to have had, like, I was trying to figure out how can I offer to buy this footage so that I can have the rest of that footage, because there was so much more stuff I did in it that I wasn't in it. Like, that doesn't, when Annie shoot, everything that gets cut. I just really wanted to have it for myself so I could be like, I did a thing, I did a move,
And was it hardcore? Were you still proper moves?
Yeah, it was great. Like, we look awful doing it. Like, we're so bad at it. But we learned basically a mini match. We did like a 2-minute match at the end after we learned to put together all the moves. And I got flung out over the top rope and landed outside the ring and everything. It was amazing. Like,
nice.
It was so fucking cool. It was so much fun. They were always my favorite. Like, I didn't get to do very many, even if I don't even know if I did any other ones that were outside of the studio. But that was what when I applied to Fax, I showed them all stuff I had done, like bungee jumping and all this kind of thing. That kind of style, I had not bungee jumping, that was afterwards, but I had done like a fire walk and I'd walked over broken glass and all this kind of stuff.
Wow.
So I had sent them that kind of thing. And I was really hoping they do like loads of those kind of videos. But I think that might have been probably the only one I did outside the studio, if I remember correctly.